What's good, family? Dudley Dwell with DudleyDwell.com. Welcome back to another video, fellas. Hope you guys are all doing good today. As you can see, I'm in high spirits as always. So fellas, today we got another topic as we always do. I'm going to be talking to you guys about 8 things I wish I knew before getting a hair transplant. Now, this video is for all the men that are looking to get this operation, this procedure done. If you've been researching, like I was researching, trying to look for different things, but you just didn't get any answers, this video is for you. So without further ado, let's start the video. So the first thing I wish I knew before getting a hair transplant was that you cannot work out for a month. At least that's what my specific clinic told me. The clinic I went to is called Cosmetica in Istanbul, Turkey. Now, obviously there's a bunch of different clinics. You could choose the clinic that's best for you. I personally went to this clinic because I had a friend that recently got the procedure done a couple of months before me, and that's what really pushed me over the edge to just get it done. I have been doing research for about 3 years on a hair transplant. Now, what I will say is this. Although I was researching hair transplants and other hair thinning things that can help you grow your hair back, I watched tons of videos on this, and every single video said something different. Some videos said you could return to working out after 10 days. Some said 2 weeks. Some said 3 weeks. What you have to be mindful of is that you're watching videos on YouTube, you're typing things up, and there's clinics all over the world. You could be watching a video from a clinic out of New Delhi, India. You could be watching a video out of a clinic out of the States or out of Mexico. There's clinics all over the world. Turkey just so happens to be the most famous spot. So what I would say is that although technically you shouldn't work out for a month, I went 20 days, man. I could not do a month. I'm a basketball player. I played ball all throughout college, all throughout high school. I ran track, football. I live in the gym. So 20 days was mentally driving me through a wall, you feel me? And if you guys have seen my nighttime routine video, you guys also know that I'm fasting. So if you watch the video, you know what I'm fasting from. Not being able to release in that area and the gym was driving me insane. So I waited 20 days before working out. I recommend that you just listen to your clinic. Whatever your clinic says, even though I technically didn't fully listen to mine, I figured 3 weeks was enough. And I was just do-ragged up in the gym. I don't want nothing bad to happen, and I did my thing. The second thing that I wish I would have known before getting a hair transplant is that it really doesn't hurt that bad. Now listen, during my research, I came across a ton of videos that said it was the worst pain ever. 10 out of 10, they're jabbing you in the head with needles. It's hurting, it's burning, everything. The worst pain, people passing out. I'm hearing horror stories of people getting hospitalized, people dying during all types of stuff, right? Now listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. All that information I heard, and even my good friend that got done, he said, hey, Dud, I'm not gonna hold you. Be prepared for that pain. Like, it's tough, you feel me? So I'm going into this procedure thinking, damn, like, I'm mentally preparing myself to go through the worst pain I had ever gone before. I'm thinking it's gonna be a 10 out of 10, right? And so I'm like, damn, bro.
All right, yo, so this is May 2023, and I'm here in Turkey. Istanbul just came here. I'm getting a transplant tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm self-improving myself. This is something that I've been wanting to do. I've been bald since I was 20, and this is all a part of the process. I got the teeth done, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking care of myself, and I'm investing into myself. So this is all a part of my journey of just, you know, doing for me, bro. Doing for me, man. One day I'm gonna look back at this and be like, damn, nigga, your shit fucked up. But hey, man, we working on ourselves, baby.
And I remember on the flight from Italy to Turkey, I went in the bathroom and I looked myself in the mirror and I just started laughing. I'm like, you crazy motherfucker, like, you really about to do this? And I'm sitting there talking to myself in the airplane bathroom like, yeah, we really about to do this, man. Hey, whatever pain comes, I'm ready. This is for the brand. Man, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. It did hurt, but I would give it a 6 out of 10. Now, I did opt for the needleless anesthesia, which my specific clinic offered. I gladly paid for that. The needleless anesthesia was supposed to reduce the pain up to 70%, in which I believe it actually did. I'll be honest, the needleless anesthesia hurt a little bit more than the actual injections itself. And basically, I would give that a 7 out of 10, especially around the frontal area and the crown, this area right here, temples. Now, what that feels like, it feels like you're being smacked in the face 20 times with like a little ball. Feels like there's a ball on a rubber band, they're pulling it back and just smacking you on the face all over to basically give you a little bit of anesthesia and numb the area before they go in with the injections. Now, the injections itself, they started with the back. the donor area. And if I counted correctly, I got about 15 of those joints. A couple of those did hurt. It was about a 6 out of 10. Nothing too crazy because again, I got the needleless anesthesia, which helped a lot. I was still super nervous, man. I was clenching my teeth and everything. It didn't hurt that bad, fellas. You'll get through it. At the end of the day, you know why you're there. You're there to self-improve. You're there to better your life. You're there to perhaps work on the insecurity, or perhaps you have a personal brand like me. You work on camera and it's important for you to look, good. And so you know what you're there for. That's your personal reason. I gave the pain a 6 out of 10, a 7 out of 10 in the frontal area. It was not a 10 out of 10, bro. I don't know what all these dudes were crying about. Maybe I had a good day. I realized that everybody's pain tolerance is different. I would say that the most painful part was the needle-free anesthesia in the front area. And also, I gotta be honest with you guys, about 5 hours into the procedure, the anesthesia started wearing off a little bit, and I started feeling them digging in my head. And I looked at the doctor, I was like, hey, yo, doc, you gotta numb me up some more. In which they proceeded to jab me in the head some more and inject. Otherwise than that, guys, in my personal opinion, I give the pain a 6 or 7 out of 10, not a 10 out of 10. Moving on. The third thing I wish I would have known before getting a hair transplant is just how common it is. Now, guys, you wouldn't believe how many people have gotten this procedure done. Celebrities, regular people like you and me have all got it done. The only difference is they hide it so you wouldn't even know. I've got nothing to hide. I went to get this procedure to work on myself. I have been thinning since I was 21, and I was tired of having a low season. I wanted to grow my hair out and try different styles, especially as I land more gigs in my profession. It's very common. I personally don't give a damn about what anybody thinks about me, but I realize that some of you in the audience may be self-conscious of what people are thinking about you when you're getting back on the plane with your head wrapped and bandages and all that stuff. Listen, I spent a little bit longer than the average person does in Turkey when they go. I opted to spend a couple of more days. And as I was walking around touring Istanbul, you wouldn't believe how many people I seen with all types of bandages on. People getting nose jobs, head wrapped up. All I saw was people walking around with bandages. So it's super normal. The people are already used to seeing people come there for medical tourism. Don't worry about that. It's extremely common. And at the end of the day, like I said, my brother, you are working on yourself. You're in the blessed position to be able to have $3,000 to $10,000 to pour into your own look. That's a blessing, bro. So I would just worry about that, man. Moving on. The fourth thing I wish I would have known before getting a transplant is just how many people would be working on me. Now, I initially thought that it would just be one doctor with me in the room. I'd be on a table and he or she, whatever, would be working on me. But at any given time, there was 3 to even like 6 people in the room with me, and they were all working on me together. Now, the Dr. Akar at the cosmetical clinic where I went personally, periodically did come in the room to check on things and, like make certain incisions or whatever. But there were like 3 different techs working on me. One is over there spraying my head, the other one is digging, the other one is extracting, the other one is doing something over here. And there were people coming in and out of the room looking, asking me questions and just like making sure that I was okay. I did not know how many people would be involved in the process. So that was dope, you feel me? Like overall, it was about an 8-hour procedure. We started around like 8 o'clock in the morning and then got done around like 4 or 5 or like 5-ish, like around that. But it was multiple people working on me. I did not know that. The fifth thing I wish I would have known before getting a hair transplant is that it's actually 2 separate sessions of injections. Initially, I thought that they were just gonna inject you, numb your whole head and do the whole procedure. That's not how it works, buddy. The first way that you start is face down and they have to extract the follicles. In my case, I got 3,000 grafts. So that took about 2 hours. They had to numb me up. I told you guys, I got the needle-free anesthesia. They popped me back in the head, if I counted correctly, about 15 times. That did hurt a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, all right? So they did that, and then they had to extract 3,000 grafts. That took about 2 hours. After that, you get a lunch break for maybe 30 minutes. And then they go and they numb you again. So mind you, I got the needle-free anesthesia, right? About 15 of those in the back of the head. And then I got shots, which it felt like at least another 15, 20 injections in the back of my head to make, I guess, the skin rise and to, I guess, get the pain out, right? Anesthesia. So I got about 30 shots whole just in the back area. 2 hours, extract the follicles, then you get a lunch break, and then you come back and you lay on your back. Now they had to numb the top and the front. This is where I got the most shots, right? Because they had to numb all the way over here. They had to numb the top. Honestly, I don't want to exaggerate. It was at least 20 injections, at least. And that's not counting the extra injections after the anesthesia wore off. But it's all good. It's all a part of the process, man. So once we got that done, I had my headphones in. I fell asleep for a lot of the procedure and I was just chilling, you feel me? Now, if that's something that's gonna worry you guys, you'll get over it. You know why you're there. They're gonna shoot you up, they're gonna give you needles, get over it. You know why you're there to improve your life. So that's the 5th thing that I wish I would have known before getting a hair transplant. The 6th thing I wish I would have known before getting a hair transplant, and I haven't heard anybody talking about these online at all, anybody, and I've watched dozens of these videos, is head spasms. Now, the first month, and mind you, I'm currently in week 5 going into week 6. So I'm pretty much entering my shedding phase, the ugly duckling phase that everybody talks about. So for at least the first 4 to 5 weeks, at least for me, I got random head spasms. I'm chilling and my head just starts spazzing out. Especially when I got goosebumps or chills, it just felt super weird. I don't really know what was going on. I contacted the clinic and the doctor confirmed to me that that's completely normal. You do go through a process where the anesthesia is coming down and everything is healing up. So I got random spasms. It felt super weird. I would get chills and then I would get the spasms and the spasms would give me more chills. Now, it's nothing serious. It's just a weird sensation, but I got that for, I would say, the first 4, maybe 4.5 weeks. So that's something to be mindful of. Again, we all know why we're here, fellas. You about to go out, you feel me, in 6 months, 8 months, and have a whole new set of hair. You know why you're here, Playboy. So, hey, it's worth it. I'll take the shots, I'll take the head spasms, I'll take the not working out for 20 days all over again if it means just having a good head of hair, man. The 7th thing I wish I would have known before getting a hair transplant is that it takes approximately 10 to 12, some clinics are gonna say 2 weeks or 16 days to secure your follicles and your grafts, all right? 10 to 12 days. So those first 2 weeks, you wanna make sure that you're being very cautious, taking it very easy, not doing too much movement and just being still. I was moving around way too much, I won't lie. I actually opted to stay a couple of days in Turkey, a couple of extra days to get some more scalp washes and things of that nature, because at the beginning of this year, I was living in Italy for some few months. So I flew back to Italy, and then I flew to Toronto, and then I flew to the States, and then South America. I was doing way too much. I would not recommend that you do that. Take it easy. Although I did wear the bucket hat that they gave me to just protect myself from sunlight and dust, and also trying not to move too much so I didn't sweat. Don't wanna sweat, especially those first 10 days. You really don't wanna sweat. You wanna take it easy. So that's something that I did not know. I thought that you just got the transplant. Obviously, it's gonna heal, but pretty much, you know, it heals and you're just chilling. Nah, you gotta be very cautious not to hit your head. Just make sure that you're not doing too much. The first week and a half, 2 weeks, you really wanna take it easy, chill, minimal movement. You can still walk around, do your daily activities, but you don't wanna be shaking your head, moving around. You damn sure don't wanna get in a shower and have the shower head go on your hair. That's gonna mess up the whole process. This is an expensive procedure. You wanna make sure that you secure your investment, because I guarantee you, you don't wanna go back to do it again and get all those shots again, trust me. And the 8th and final thing that I wish I would've known before getting a hair transplant, fellas, is simply that you cannot get a regular haircut for about 6 months at all. You can't get a regular haircut with clippers because the clippers can damage the implanted area, the receiving area, and I've been told you can't even get a shape up. Now, you can use scissors to trim the uneven hairs because obviously there's a transitionary period, there's an ugly duckling phase that I've heard a lot about, which right now I'm going into week 6. I'm entering that, where basically there's shock loss and all your hair is gonna fall out, but it will grow back. That's why you guys have been seeing me wear hats and do-rags on these videos. Because right now my joint not looking the best, but it's the process, man. So be wary of that. You can't get a regular haircut for at least 6 months. After 6 months, you can start getting a regular haircut. You can dye your hair, you can put oils in your hair and things of that nature. But for 6 months, it's pretty much a free for all. Let your joint grow out, let it do what it do, let it go through the whole process of healing and regenerating that hair. And it just is what it is, guys. You gotta trust the process, man. All right? So fellas, that is the video. If you are interested in getting a hair transplant, I say go for it. You know exactly why you're doing this. You know exactly why you're watching this video. Your hair's falling out. Maybe you want to feel better about yourself and boost your self-confidence. Maybe you have a personal brand like myself and you work on camera and you modeled before and you just want to make sure that you keep your hair, that you maintain your look, and all those things. I say get it, man. I had a couple of people tell me, oh, why did you get that? Why did you spend the money on that? You should have just accepted that you're balding. You should have just accepted it. And I told those people, you should have just shut the fuck up, all right? So do what you wanna do with your body, with your head, with your bread, man. And I say this is one of the best investments I've ever made in myself, because this is something that I have been struggling with for the last 6 years. I was balding, I'm young, and I wanna keep my hair. So don't let anybody talk you out of doing something that's best for you along your personal development journey. So that being said, fellas, I'll see you guys in the next video, man. We out. Salute.